Hello and welcome to Mildenhall Live. Now I haven't done one of these for a long time, and so today is just going to be kind of like a live update and just let you know what's going on. And I've also got a few announcements, and my HST's decided that it's starting to play up again. So anyway, onwards and upwards. We'll start with the HST. Let's just give me one quick second. Let me just go and check the old iPad which we're all live, so bear with me a second. Okay, right. So just as live TV is on, my HST is really not happy at the moment. I don't know why. It's been running very well, but it's decided that it's playing up this evening. Literally in every corner now. So that's cool. So I'm going to swap around in a minute anyway. And we're going to... I hope you can hear me. I don't know if anyone's got any comments because there's nothing up on the screen, so let me just see if anyone's posted anything up. Here we go. Here we go. We've got some announcements now. We've got people actually talking now. That's good. Right, I just wanted to check that. So hello, Anthony from Strathmore and Philip Page. Welcome to the stream. So today is a live stream only because I haven't done it for a little while and I kind of miss you guys and the interaction that I have with you. So today I've just got some announcements to make and also just let you have an update on what's going on with the layout. I'm not so bad for it, but my HST is currently on a hiccup, so I'm going to replace it in just a moment. So bear with me one moment. It's been running really well, but it's just decided it's not very happy. I think what it is, it's not as happy on lower speeds, this particular one. So what I'm just going to do is quickly just swap her out for her sister one, which is 072, which is what I probably should have done to begin with. I thought we got to a point where I could trust. Hello Alan Reynolds, welcome to the stream. So let's just get her going. There we go. Off we go. Right, so that's 43072. So, hello Tim Scrapline. Welcome to the stream. So yeah, basically, sorry, it's a bit of a stuttering start as like my HST. Unfortunately, one of my HST, it's been going quite well. We'll start with the HST because that's what's running around, and also I have a class 24. Hello Steve Smith, welcome to the stream. Hello Peter Shaw. I've also got my 24 with Alan's breakdown tray that he kindly gave me, and there's also his breakdown van on the back of that. Hello Dave from Cotswold, welcome to the stream. So we'll start with the HST because that's what I've been talking about of late. Basically, it seems that one of my HSTs is happy, the other one isn't. I did get to a point where they were both running well, and they were actually both running together for a time. But because I couldn't match the CVs, one was much faster than the other, and it didn't quite work out as well as I'd hoped. So we're still currently running with one power car and one dummy car. And somebody suggested replacing the bushes and springs, and which I did. But that hasn't made a huge amount of difference in terms of its performance. I have also cleaned them both, and again, I can't work out why one's stuttering, why the other one isn't. And I think it's either to do with the decoder or the track work, but I don't understand it, I really don't. But hey ho, that's the way it is. On the other thing I wanted to talk to you about is hello Graham, welcome to the stream. Now, as we all know, Alan is a dear friend of mine and I love him to bits. And he's like I said, his breakdown train is running behind my class 24 at the moment. And I'm going to show you some other bits that he gave me. And I'm going to show you what I've done. So, I'll let my 24 go round before I lean over. So I don't know if you remember, Alan gave me a number of buildings, and these two were one of them. And what I have done is I've glued them both together. And if I just show you, you can see that they're both glued together. So one was the brown one was the other one with all the self-adhesive bits peeling off. So basically what I've done is I've converted basically this one into a toilet, and I've also taken out the windows off the back of that, so I could put some posters and things like that on the back and signage and that. And I've just basically added them all together, and I super glued them together basically because that was the only way that really worked. Somebody also suggested about doing the chimneys, which I did, which I've just done in a concrete colour. I also did the flashing, which is a la Tony Northeastern. So I've done that with that. So I've now put those two buildings together. And then also what I've done is Alan kindly, just wait for my HST to go by. Come on. Right, I can drag this out. So Alan also kindly gave me a load of platform pieces, and basically I've mishmashed it all together to create a base, and that is kind of like the base. Now, if you sort of take those two ends there, I've basically split them in two, and basically to create to elongate it, so you can actually have ends at both ends at the correct size that I actually want. So, and I've also just glued them all together, but I haven't finished the top by any stretch of the imagination. But what I have done is, I never forget this. I'm subscribed to Rob McCrane over at Fallow Road, and he's absolutely superb. I love him to bits. And I never forget something that he actually recommended, and it was based on his recommendation and something that he said. Basically, he bought a hot glue gun, and he said how invaluable it was to him and how great it was and how much he uses it. And I cannot recommend a hot glue gun highly enough, actually. I use it on lots of things, and I've basically glued this all together using a hot glue gun. I'll show you the underneath, but it's a bit messy, but it will give you the gist. It's basically all glued together using a hot glue gun, but obviously you're not going to see that, but I'm going to tidy up the top isn't even finished. This is just a kind of platform to put the buildings on, and my glue gun was only a cheap and cheerful one from Hobbycraft, about £5, and I have to say it's something very useful to have in the toolbox. Yeah, so you can just stick. The only thing I'd say about using a hot glue gun is it does get a bit stringy sometimes. So sometimes it does go kind of to places that you don't necessarily want it to go to. But it done well, because I tried gluing using other glues and it just wants to stick together. So what I'm going to do is just carry on sanding this down while I've got some time, and actually to do the top properly. And basically all the fencing is all Hornby fencing, but I've just kind of split it and cut it to fit. Now there's a few gaps here and there, but again that's something else I'm going to be tidying up as I go along. But I just wanted to show you something else. This is all the extras that Alan had given me that I'd kind of decided I was going to put together and to try and create a base for my buildings. So I'll take you over in a minute. Once my HST goes by. Right, we're good to go. Quickly put it over there before. Right, so. Right. Hello, David Atkins, welcome to the stream. And great video. Oh, I've not the platform too close. So, this thing, I haven't glued the platforms down either, so. Right, so I'll take you kind of for a little wander over here, if we can. And I suppose you could kind of see how the building is on the actual platform. So that kind of fits exactly how I wanted it to, and I've kind of cut it to size. everything to make it fit. Something else I've done is I've just painted the edges using cards. I don't know if you can see. Let me see if I've got a piece here. This is like your... Hello, Sally. Yes, so I think I'm too close to this camera. So this is your standard Hornby piece that you get from any model shop. But you've got these little cutouts, and the cutouts are meant to be for those steps that you get for the buildings. But I've just covered all of that in plastic card, as you can see, so you get rid of all those cutouts. And so that basically... hello John Warner, welcome to the stream, and I'm loving your videos at the moment, doing a grand job over there. And so I'm just trying to keep it relatively simple, so that's kind of what I'm doing at the moment. I didn't want to do anything too overly dramatic with this station building. It's just something to keep it relatively simple, that if anybody wants to spruce up their buildings or anything, that they can do so. Like I said, I have 43072 running around, and I have my 24 with the breakdown train also running around, which will be coming into shop very, very shortly. There you go. So it's nice to see you all and speak to you all, and I want to talk to you in person because I've actually got some announcements to make as well. Now this comes off the back of, I don't know if any of you guys are subscribed to Paul over at Allons Hall, and I rate him very highly. He's absolutely a brilliant modeller, and he was talking about coming down for doing warnings. So people are obviously thinking about and planning their year ahead as to what they're doing exhibition wise and things like that. But my 2019 is kind of it's challenging to say the least. I'm having an operation at some point this year, and so I can't make any plans about what I'm going to be doing because I don't know when it's going to be or how long I'm going to be out for. So I wanted to go and see... Hello Colin, Engage, welcome to the stream. So I really wanted to go to the Great Electric Train Show because I actually enjoyed myself there at Milton Keynes, and that is one that I would like to go to if it's at all possible. But like I said, as far as me personally is concerned, I really don't know what's going to be happening in terms of when I'm going to be due this operation. I'm due to see the consultant very shortly, and hopefully... Hello Alan, welcome to the stream. You've been playing on the shed. So I really don't know. I'd like to meet a lot of you again, but whether or not how that's going to pan out, I'm really not too sure, to be truthful with you. So it really is kind of tricky. And the other thing is, I'd like to try and actually get some more work done within the flat itself. I've still got loads of furniture and stuff like that I need to buy. So I really wanted to get this up and running, just to have something up and running, and so I can enjoy it. But I may very well slow this down for a little while, because obviously any funds really, I need to really crack on with bits and pieces for the flat, really, to be honest with you. Yeah, I really enjoyed meeting you, Graham, last year, and I enjoyed the show. And I won't personally go to Wally anyway, regardless of my health anyway. I just find it a bit of a... I have never been myself, but I think it'd be too much for me personally. So I'm quite happy to do Milton Keynes because I really enjoyed it, and it's quite roomy and spacious there. So that's something I'm hoping to do. But like I said, I don't know how it's going to coincide with my operation. I've already been warned that I'm going to be out for some time, so I don't know how long some time is. We'll see how that goes. Also, for those of you interested and in the area this weekend, we have the Autumn Bus Rally. Any bus fans here? Big bus rally in the south. One of the biggest, literally on my doorstep here in Autumn. So that's going to be fun. So that's going to be this Sunday for anyone interested in that. And also, what else? I was going to talk to you about something else as well. There's loads of stuff I was going to... Oh yeah. Yes. Yes, yeah, I'd love to see you again, John, and there's loads of people I'd love to see as well. Right, the other thing I wanted to talk to you about is, hello, Brock Carlay, nice to see you again. It's been a long time. So we're going to, right, so let me talk to you about this end of the layout because this has changed a little bit. Basically, what I've done is I'm going to remove this because you don't need to see me. Right, here we go. What I've done at this end of the layout is I've basically moved all the points. So the points that are at the back I've got rid of because they were causing me some sort of issues in terms of, I could get to them but it was becoming a bit of a pain to be honest with you. So what I've decided to do is I've decided to put them all on this curve which works out really, really nicely. And I shall try and demonstrate with my HST as she comes round. So I'm going to boost her up a bit. Yeah, I've put it there, but to be honest with you, it's not going to stay there. So I'm going to just demonstrate the points as it were for now. I think, yeah, you can see the crossover point. So I'm going to put her into the middle. And I need to concentrate for this because I'm not very good at concentrating, and I had a kind of nasty derailment the other day because I wasn't concentrating. So I need to make sure. Yeah, it ended very badly for the HST the other day. So across it goes. So that's that. And right, I've learnt from Barry Davis actually to make sure you shut the door behind you. That's what he says. It's the saying he uses. Make sure you shut the door behind you to avoid derailment. So that's what I've got to try and remember. So my HST is kind of. So I'll just give her a couple of passes in the middle. Right. So just, and then I'm going to just stick it back on the outside. So on the next pass, I'll get her to go back around the outside via the curved points. And you see, it's such a nice transition. Whoop. Yeah, I'm keeping everything. So it's nicely just gone over those, and I think it works really well actually. And it's all to hand, it's all like this end where I can stand, make sure I take the points. I actually quite like flicking the points actually. Hello Anita, welcome to the stream, and I'd like to thank everybody who's joined me tonight. So that is my Lima HST, so that's what I've done there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut down that HST, just so I can show you what. Right, so that leaves my 24. Thank you, Graham. Yeah, that's really, yeah, it works pretty well. I'm really pleased with that, and the 24 can use the scissor points to then come across, and then so it all works out quite nicely. It's definitely much nicer transition than it was over at the other end because it was quite kind of like that, quite scissor-like. One of the other things I've done, actually. Hi, Tony Site, welcome to the stream. Thank you. Slowly but surely. Now, my 24 is the only thing trying. So you can probably see. Is that a James Bond reference, Alan? All right. So we have a point over there. That isn't. Let me get my finger right there. Right. That's it. That point hasn't got anything to it because. I'm going to build a mobile extension fiddle yard. That's a bit of a mouthful, but it is. Now, it's not, so that's why the warehouses are just here kind of to block off the kitchen really more than anything. But basically, that far line is going to come basically parallel to the warehouse and actually go straight off. And I'm going to be building a kind of like a full yard extension on wheels, which I can then roll onto another part of the flat just to put it away, and then just hook it up when I need it, and then I can use it as storage underneath. Because it is apparent that I think Graham actually himself mentioned this about he didn't really want to keep taking rolling stock on and off the track all the time, and I can see that. So I'm enjoying watching the trains go by very much, and sometimes I'm just dancing around here and just watching the trains go by, which is really cool. But it would be nice to actually have to be able to have a fill yards that I can take them off. So the only way I'm going to do that is because I haven't really got the space. Is I'm going to build the extension off of this end here, and basically put it on wheels, and then after I can wheel it and park it up somewhere else. So that's kind of the plan with that. So that's why that isn't actually going to stay there for very long. And yeah, so it's all good. So that's kind of what I wanted to kind of talk to you guys about. And I've also been looking at getting a dining car for my Pullman set that kindly Alan had given me. So I want to add to that by putting a kitchen dining car. So my local model shop has one of those. I've managed to get a body for a Class 37 because I've got a DRS 37, but I don't really use it purely because I don't know if I've gone off that livery or whether I just don't use it because it's in that livery. But I've basically bought one for the BR period, which actually, funnily enough, by sheer coincidence, Gary over at Cheeky Tech, I was watching his latest video, which he did a fantastic job on the TTA wagons that he converted and sprayed up and done up. And he was actually pulling a rake of wagons with the actual loco that I've actually bought the body shell off, which is 37239, which is in the rail freight coal sectors livery, which I've always wanted a coal sectors liveried 37. So I've managed to find a body shell on eBay. So I've got that, and I'm going to swap the bodies out from the DRS, so I'll keep the DRS one as a spare or sell it on or whatever. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm going to be doing with that. So that's pretty much it for today, because I like I said, it isn't much of an update, and there isn't, but I just wanted to let you guys know what was going on. Oh, you plan to do the same paint? Well, it's actually effective, and I think Gary's done a really great job on that, and I think it shows. He showed, as I'm trying to demonstrate as well, that some of these techniques that we use, and others have showed, you don't necessarily need to be overly skilled or anything. Some of the stuff that you can do is quite basic. If I show you something, I'll give you a demonstration actually. Sorry, just popping out for a moment. If I can open this up a bit, let me see if it's on this end. So this is my station terminus. And I just wanted to show you something very simple that you can do. And it's like I said, it's not very, it doesn't really matter if you mess it up, especially if you've got old stuff you can just practice on. So bear with me one moment. Ooh. So this is a piece of Hornby fencing, and so is this. But you can see immediately that that's had a spray job, and that hasn't, and that looks a bit plasticky, and it really looks okay, it does the job, but if you're happy with it, then it's not a problem. However, I decided, exactly, you don't have to spend lots of money on, hello Tram Junction Model Railway, welcome to the stream. And like I said, this is just a simple paint job, and I'll show you the two paint jobs that I've used, two cans. We have Wilko's primer and Wilko's gloss, and they're both very cheap, very cheerful, and they go a very long way. So you don't necessarily have to spend a huge amount of money just to tidy things up and make them look really, really different. And it's like I said, the fencing and the actual plastic cards, it really isn't a huge amount to spend just to tidy things up if you want to, and including the TTA tankers that Gary did. Again, it's just a nice, simple but effective job that you can do. And it's also good if you're a beginner. If you're not really confident and you've not really done it before and you just fancy having a go, then by all means have a go. It's not the end of the world, I don't think. But like I said, it's not for me to kind of preach about these things, but I just hope that... Right, now Wilko's do a fantastic selection. I used to go to Hello, Rob Farrell. Welcome to the stream. I did used to go to Halfords a lot, but the price difference is actually quite a lot. I think the Halfords paint is something like £7.95 or something like that, or £8.95 for a tin of Halfords paint, and this is £4.95 each. So that's quite a lot. However, that being said, the range isn't as good on the Wilko side. There's obviously Halfords do all kinds of colours for all different cars, so you've got a much huger, bigger range than yes, it's about £7.49. Yeah, exactly. So there's loads of range. That's the upside to buying Halfords stuff. There's so much huge choice and range and different shades that you can buy, but it is more expensive. But if you go for the Wilko stuff, it is cheaper, but you're not going to get so much of a range. So you have to see whether or not they've actually got the colour you actually want, because they might not necessarily have it. But the thing is, I'm in Basingstoke all the time because of my work, that I can quickly pop in there and I go through these, and you can also get grey primer and stuff like that. So there is some good bargains to be had at Wilko's, to be honest. So yeah, and that's what I used for this. I just primed it and then I glossed it over. And like I said, okay, it's £10 for 2 tins, but those 2 tins have still got so much to give. You know, that's not just it. I can just put that away and I can use it for something else. Because I'm going to be doing some back scenes as well, which is something else I want to do. But like I said, it's all, at the moment, it's like I said, the primary thing for me with this was just to actually have some trains running so I can enjoy the railway again. But now it's up and running, I've kind of got to turn my attention back to trying to get the flat going again. But then again, I've still got to try and work out, like I said, the ins and outs of my operation for this year. So this year is kind of a bit up and down. So there might be some more progress, there might not be so much. So yeah, I mean, like I said, it's coming along well. One of the other things that came through from eBay, a seam roller, another little tool, quite handy. I'm going to be using this for the platforms. Because I'm going to be getting the Fallow Road, not to be confused with the Fallow Road system. This is to do with the Fallow Road, which comes in about 1 metre strips, and they are self-adhesive and they're about 8 centimetres wide. Now, as it so happens, the width between that white line and that white line is just under 8 centimetres. So I don't necessarily have to trim the Fallow Road to go on top of that, and that will give a nice surface to make it, again, more convincing. And I'll use the seam roller just to press it in and press it down. But again, I will show you that when I actually come around to doing that video. So we'll see how that will pan out. But I did buy that for that specific purpose. So, I don't know if anyone wants to. Oh, Alan, I don't know if Alan, you're still on. I don't know if I should. I'll quickly show you once again what I've done with Alan's building in case he hasn't seen it. So here we go. Here's his building once again that I have. So what I did is I haven't actually finished the lintels. That's the other thing I needed to do on this building. So I didn't quite have enough windows to go round. Yeah, exactly. I think it's pretty much the same thing, to be honest. But it's really good. I've done that before with all my platforms. So I was thinking of doing the same again. So here's your building. Now, I didn't have enough windows to quite go round because some were missing and some were damaged. So what I did is the ones that I couldn't, I basically bricked up. So I bricked up the end and I bricked up the back, and then I can use that to put the signage for Mildenhall and the posters and things like that. And you've probably got some posters on the end there, on the end gable there. Yes, and for those of you who don't know, Alan kindly gave me a huge box of bits and pieces, including 2 buildings, and these were 2 buildings that I decided to knock up together and glued them together, and now we have another building. Thank you, John. So I just wanted to show Alan that, and I'll quickly show Alan the base again for those of you who didn't see it the first time round. So here we go. This is Allons Allons platforms that he'd given me, and I have basically glue gunned them together, a la Rob McCrane. So when I was doing this, I was actually thinking of Rob because obviously I just kind of remember. But whenever I pick up the glue gun, I just automatically think of Rob McCrane because he's the one that suggested it to me and come up and told me how much he loved his glue gun. And I bought one and I found it so useful. So yeah, so basically it's all glued together. It looks a bit messy underneath. But again, once I put the Fallow Road surface on the top, once this is sanded down a bit, it's all done, and I've elongated the ends now. So out of the half, because that only goes up to about there, so I've had to extend it. So I just basically chopped it in half and just split it. And like I said, you just see where I've split it there. There's one bit, and there's the other half there. So. But it works, so that's cool. So again, that's a nice job. It isn't finished yet by any stretch of the imagination, but we'll get there. So I'll show you something else actually. I'm going to show you something else. It isn't actually railway related, but I will show it to you anyway. And the reason why I'll show it to you is that there's many people in sheds who go playing in sheds with their trains, and sometimes there's a lot of thing going on about speakers and stuff like that. So I wanted to show you this, and this is an amazing bit of kit, and I love this bit, this speaker to pieces. It's absolutely amazing. It gives fantastic sound and it's absolutely brilliant, and I would highly recommend it. It's an Anchor speaker, and basically it's a Bluetooth speaker, and you just connect it wirelessly, and it's absolutely brilliant. It gives that fantastic sound. And so sometimes, you know, when you're in a place where you haven't got maybe a PowerPoint or whatever, you can just literally set this down anywhere. I find it so useful when I'm doing my work on the railway, because it's, hello Jeff Redmond, welcome to the stream, because I'm just like dancing around or whatever, or listening to music, and just sometimes have the trains running without sound and just listening to music. So yeah, I just wanted to just kind of show you that. But like I said, I think that's about it, because I don't want to drag on, because we've already been going on for half an hour. Hello, Model Railway Project Channel, and hello, Jeff Redmond from Jumble Lane. And Jeff, I must say, since you're online, Huntsy from Model Railway, welcome to the stream. Since you are online, I'd like to say thank you to you, because some time ago, Jeff kindly sent me some heat shrink and other bits and pieces for the layout. It's actually when I still had Ringwood South, and his heat shrink's actually been used on my HSTs to actually when I did the soldering. So thank you for that. It's coming really, really handy. So top man for that. I've really enjoyed that. So like I said, everybody, I'm going to sort of wrap this up right here, because like I said, unless anyone's got anything to say, if anyone's got anything to say or any suggestions or anything, please feel free to sort of make your last comments, and then I'll kind of wrap it up. But I've really enjoyed doing the live stream again. It has been a long time since I've done it, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Like I said, I don't know whether I am going to be able to attend any of the exhibitions, but I am hoping to get to Hornby Great Electric Train Show if it's at all possible. But like I said, for those of you who missed it, I'm due an operation at some point during the autumn, and I like that, help a fellow modeller. Well, to be honest with you, there's many, it's not just Alan. Alan's been a huge help and everything like that, but so many people have contributed to my layout, which I can't thank enough, and in all sorts of ways. And it, you know, whether it be suggestions, whether it be comments, whether it be actual gifts. Like I said, I've received a signal box, I've received buildings and canopies and all sorts, heat shrink, all sorts of bits and pieces, which all help. So thank you, Graham, for that. I enjoy it, to be honest. I enjoy doing the live streams, I enjoy the interaction. Anita, Rails and Judy, I don't think that's going to run anymore, to be honest. I'm not too sure what's going on with Rails at the moment. We are getting on, but we seem to be kind of on different paths at the minute. So I'm not sure whether that's actually going to happen again. Yeah, actually, shall we? I'll tell you what we'll do is we'll. I don't know if you. I don't know if it's anyone want to hear the sound of my 50 or 66. That's what we've got sound on. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a bit strange because at the moment it's like our work commitments are such that we don't really kind of seem to see as much. John, yes, John Warner. Yes, please to the 50. Okie dokie. Right. So what I'll do is I'll get my 24 to stop right here. Yes. That is because I'm not very bright. You see, this is what I mean. Me and concentration is just how I manage to drive a bus sometimes, I never know. Right, I'm just going to have to stop that 24 and get it out of the way before I... The other thing I need to do is I need to wire up the layout properly. I haven't actually wired the layout properly because I was trying to make sure that I was happy with the track configuration. So I'm going to stop the 50, the 24 there. I love this 24. It's so dirty and grubby, but I love it to bits. Right, so, what am I doing? Right. And we'll go there, but actually that needs to go there, and that needs to go there. Right, so, we'll do it as a cold start, so loco 5031, enter. So we'll see if that will... Now, I should point out that this 50, there's been a lot of discussion about speakers, but this is actually standard as what comes out of the packet. There's no additional better speakers or anything in it. It's just a standard speaker connected to the sound decoder. So, let me see, let's go. Yeah, see, I told you I can't concentrate properly. Let's get you, try and get you in a bit closer. Right, let's drag out. So I'm doing this live. Woo, scary stuff. Right. Right, let's go. Yep, we've got the coaches. Right, keep going, my love. Thought we had a derailment there for a moment, but I think we're okay. Okay, and sorry for getting in the way. I'm just trying to get her onto the middle. And like I said, I have to concentrate at the moment. Yep, she's coming round onto the middle. Oh no, she isn't. See, doing it live TV. Right, I'll have to do that job. I didn't flip the right one. There we go, right. There we go, right. Usually I have to have that, so I'm usually standing over there. Right, here we go. Right, we're going now. Yay, we're on the right track. I'll edit it out later. Right, so that's that done. Let me just make sure I concentrate on it. She sounds really good actually. Hi Gary, welcome to the stream. New Mildenhall Railway, welcome. Right, let me make sure. I do love the sound on my 50 actually. One of the sounds I like is there's a long horn on this, I think it's F10. No, it's obviously not that one. I can't remember, I haven't actually got the pads with me to be able to get a little pamphlet, but it does work really well. And like I said, I'm going to get another coach for this raid. Gary, I was just saying, I really loved your video on the TTAs. I think that's a really grand job. So, hats off to you. Right, let's get the other one going. And which is recall number 8. Yes. Right. I think we can set her off again. Yes, that's it. So yeah. And just to demonstrate, we'll have recall 4372, which is the HST. And she's off. Right, so this is a bit scary. I'm on live TV with 3 trains running and I have to keep an eye on them. So I've got to hope my track works up to scratch. Otherwise it could be very, very horrible derailment somewhere along the line. So, put the station back together again, as they say. It's like Humpty Dumpty. So we seem to be running okay. Just give the HST some gas. So yeah, it kind of works. She says, go. Ah! So yeah, I mean it's my little railway. And it's actually nice to just watch them go round and round. Oh yeah, the other thing I didn't tell you, which you might have noticed, I've actually added the programming track. I've moved it over here. So it's now actually connected to the layout itself. It was actually sitting on the window, but that's now been moved. My 24 is currently hitting that platform. Now, but yeah, you see you can't really hear the 50. Apparently the HST is doing 102. One, 2, 5. And there she goes. My Lima HST. Full chat. I think 5 is just about enough actually. I think it works really, really well. So yeah, my railway runs. And what features that, Brockwell Lane? You can barely hear my class 50 at the moment. It's running around the sound, but you can't really hear it. So if I crank her up, you might be able to hear it. Oh, speed. So this is on my Gauge Master Prodigy Express. But it doesn't actually really match it. The way to match it is actually to use, let me slow this train down so I can talk to you properly. So down to 100, according to that is. Now there is a nifty gadget out there for those of you techie fans that love it. It's called an MRT speedometer 2, I believe it's called. And what that does, Yeah, it is. It is a bit like watching fish, actually, and that's how I kind of actually imagine it, actually, to be truthful with you. I do like just watching it go round and round. Thank you, Tony Britton, thank you. So you can get a speedometer, which there's an American chap who bought one of these things. It's like a tunnel, but basically records actual scale speed, and then you can actually go through the speed curves, and that's getting into quite technical stuff, but you can actually match it to basically what it says on the scale speed. You can then match it to what you've got actually on the screen, because it says 90 on the screen here, but I'm sure in scale speed that's a lot different, but there are ways around it. Fish fans to the best effect. So yeah, I love the fact that my little 24 is just idling its way around. I love this little 24, but I do need to get a make up a fiddly light, which is something I do want to do. But they are all running, and like I said, fortunately they seem to be running well. So on that note, I'm going to wish you all a very good night, and I'm thank you for joining me tonight. I've really enjoyed it tonight. It's been a long time since I did a live stream, and I probably won't do so many, but like I said, this year is all a bit kind of mishmash, so videos are going to be a bit sporadic, but me being me, I probably won't be able to keep away anyway, so we'll see. So until the next time, it's goodbye from Mildenhall, and I'd like to thank all of you for your support, as ever, and your time and your comments. Yes, good rate, good. Well, the HST, I've actually got a full rate, and yeah, keep up the good work, John. I'm loving what you're doing over at Piccadilly. It's just fabulous stuff. And like I said, thank you so much, and for joining in tonight. And yeah, have a good week. So until the next time, it's bye from Mildenhall. Bye bye.